What's going on, family? Welcome to another day of Read Rich and Righteous. Happy New Year. I hope you had a great celebration of all that you achieved and accomplished in 2022. We are now in 2023, but I want you to remember that nothing changes unless you change. And then scripture says, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, not the renewing of anything external, but the renewing of your mind. We are continuing our journey through Read Rich and Righteous, Spiritual Secrets to Mastering Money Manifestation in Your Mind. This is my book that I wrote at the beginning of COVID because I knew that the world was going to slip into scarcity consciousness. And this was a divine download that God sent to me and through me. And now it's out in the world. Why I qualified to write this book is because I quit my job January 9th, 2009 at the bottom of the last economic recession. And here we are again in a recession because our economies work in cycles. And God nudged me about 6 weeks ago and said, read your book out loud. And so here I am reading out loud out of obedience. We're reading about 4 to 8 pages a day as a community. We're usually here for about 30 to 45 minutes, and it's been an absolute blessing. And so we're going to continue to go on this journey. This journey should probably take us through the end of February or even March. And so just thankful for everybody who's been here since the beginning. And if you're joining us for day one, happy to have you. If you'd like to get a copy of the book, you can go to moneyandmanifestation.com. That's moneyandmanifestation.com. I pinned that post on Instagram and YouTube. Yes, the book is $100. Just to let you know, it is $100. But when you buy the book, you get 5 copies. One is for you, 4 for you to give away. That's their design to immediately stimulate your personal economy by putting you in a state of giving. As you give, so you shall receive. So the reason many of you aren't receiving as you desire because you're not giving at the level that you want to receive. And so this is an experiment, and it's a test, and it's an opportunity for you to give. And you're actually giving something more valuable than just the money. You're actually giving people wealth consciousness, which is how to manifest and make money with the power of your mind. In addition to that, you get the Rituals Workbook, which helps you anchor in all of these teachings. And you also get the audio book. But in order to be here with us at 8:30 a.m. Every day, every weekday, this is absolutely free. This space you can come to. You do not need to have the book to be here. This is just a love offering. And so I appreciate you for showing up. I know we have some West Coasters out there who are here at 5:30 a.m. Eastern Standard PST every single week. And that means a lot. So happy to have you here. Happy to have you here, especially on this first reading of the new year. We're starting a new chapter, which is commandment number 4, how the rich and righteous speak about money and wealth, poverty versus prosperity. Now, before we go into there, I want to just share with you a quick story that happened for me yesterday. In fact, I actually was going to the mall to get dinner for everybody in my family. I'm actually in North Carolina right now. I went to the mall to get dinner for my family, and I was going to get a gift for my cousin because he liked something that I was wearing. And I went to the store that that I originally got it from. They didn't have it, but I went through the mall, went to go get the dinner, and I guess what, y'all? When I came back, my car was stolen. My car was stolen. My car was stolen, and you know me, I drive a Honda Accord, family. I drive a Honda Accord. Now, I'm low key with it, but I hear that Hondas are the most stolen car in America, right? So, yeah, but I held my peace because I'm not attached to materials. I've had my car stolen before at the age of 18, and that actually was the first time that detached me from materialism and recognizing that there is more powerful things than the external things that we buy and put our value in. So my car was stolen, and so I called the Raleigh police, the Raleigh police, and they said an officer would call you. And so I went home. My cousin came and picked me up. I went home, and some of my other family members that are here said, "Oh, you're gonna get it back tonight," and they just said it with so much confidence, right? And that's what we're talking about in this chapter, which is the power of your word. And so I get a call, 3 hours later. I was literally only in the mall for like 45 minutes. When I get a call 3 hours later, and the officer calls and says, "Oh, we found your car." We found your car. It's actually parked near Macy's. So I had went into Dillard's, right? And now it's parked near Macy's. And I know that I just didn't forget where it was at because it was actually parked like in a handicap spot, right? And I didn't park in a handicap spot when I arrived. And the employee at Dillard's, when they were shutting down, said, "I remember you walking in." So yeah, it's just annoying. It's just another to-do list item that you didn't expect to have. And so it was there, parked. And so somebody took it on a 2 hour, perhaps maybe 1 hour joyride, put it back, no damage whatsoever. The keyhole wasn't damaged, nothing. Nothing. And so I say that to say is that what is yours, what is yours is always yours. What is yours is always yours. And then the power of the word of my family believing with me and for me that my car would be returning, because we're driving back today. Me and my daughter were driving back today. So it would have been real inconvenience if like they found it 2 days later. They found it like on Wednesday and I had to come all the way back up to Raleigh in order to get and things of that nature. It was found that night, family, parked. No damn, nothing even inside was taken. Nothing was taken at all. It's the weirdest situation in the world, y'all. But I know because I went into that mall to bless people. I went in to bless my cousin. I bumped into somebody who had a kiosk, and he recognized me from social media, and I blessed him by buying some goods from his kiosk, some oils for my beard and things of that nature. And I was going to actually buy dinner for my family, so I've really checked my heart, and I said, "Is this cause and effect? Is there something that I did or a word that I spoke in the past or recently that may have caused this to loop back around to me in this way?" And I checked my heart, and my heart was pure. My heart was light. In Egyptian mythology, when you transition, they weigh your heart against a feather. And when I checked my heart is real light right now. There's very little heaviness in my heart, and there's no ill will towards anybody, towards God, the universe, anything. I'm actually projecting a lot of love right now. And so it wasn't that. But I say that to say, especially as we talk about abundance, we're not talking about abundance from just a material standpoint. We're talking about abundance in terms of your perspective of life. And and I'm so blessed. I have another car in Atlanta. So even if it did not return, I have another car that's just waiting for me, right? And most people wouldn't be in that situation. And then my cousins who also drove up from Atlanta, we would have just gotten in the back of their car, even though it was a tight fit. We would have gotten in the back of the car and went straight back, and my life would have continued. And so that is, and I would have got paid out for the car. So that's just the power of abundance. And that which is yours always comes back to you. And what I think the lesson was is sometimes it's not because we did anything. I think the lesson was sometimes we get tested to see if we are possessed by our possessions. Sometimes I think we get tested to see if we are possessed by our possessions. And I'm not possessed by any possession that I have. The only possession that really matters to me, like if there was a house fire, the only thing that I would really grab is family photos. That's really all that matters to me. Everything else can be replaced and it can go. The only thing that matters is really family photos and art, because those things can't be replaced, right? Once they're gone, they're gone. And so I'm not possessed by possessions. And that's why I feel so free to navigate this physical realm, because there's no possessions that I'm bonded to and attached to in that way. And so I'm not controlled by anything outside of myself. And so I just wanted to share that story. I don't know why it happened on the first of the year. I don't know why they chose my car. I don't know anything. And I probably never will know the answers. But the lesson that I drew from that was just that, is that sometimes we get tested as we step into abundance, whether we actually are attached to the thing or if we're more focused on the thinking. Because my thinking knows that even if I had no insurance on that car, that I could manifest $20,000 to replace that car. Even if I had no insurance and it was stolen, the power of my mind can manifest that thing again. That's how powerful my mind is. And so if you think about your life and you think about the things that are really, really important to you, I want you to ask yourself, am I possessed by any possessions? Am I possessed by any possessions that I have? And think about that. All right, just that's something to dwell on. It's just a rhetorical question to dwell on. And I think the less attachment that you have, right, the less attachment that you have, the more free that you are to navigate this physical reality that we call Earth and that we call life. All right. So with that, we're about to get into it. We're reading Rich and Righteous: Spiritual Secrets of Mastering Money, Manifestation in Your Mind. We are on a new chapter, which is commandment number 4. We're going through the 10 money commandments, right? And we're talking about how the rich speak about money and wealth, and it's going to be poverty versus prosperity. All right. So we are on page 156 today. We're on page 156. If you are just joining us for the first time, you can get the book at moneyandmanifestation.com. You can get the book at moneyandmanifestation.com. Yes, it is $100. The book is $100. This is not some $10 book. This book is going to make you thousands of dollars over the course of your life as we transform, read, and renew your mind. But you get 5 copies of the book when you buy it. One is for you, 4 for you to give away. That's to stimulate your personal economy. We don't wait on the government for external stimulus. We stimulate from within. And you get the rituals workbook, and you also get the audio book. All right. So this is one of my favorite chapters in the book, is we're talking about the power of your word. And so we're on page 156 if you'd like to join me. With that, I just want to take a quick prayer. Dear Mother, Father God, we love you and thank you for bringing us here together on this day. We thank you for this new year, but we also recognize that nothing changes unless we change. We thank you for this opportunity every single morning to renew our minds, to pour into our cup and fill ourselves up before we go out into the world and pour into others. We are excited to learn about the power of our word, because we know that our word shall never return void. And as we are being intentional with our word, we'll find that sometimes it's better to be silent than to speak. So some of us will learn the power of controlling our tongue, and some of us will uncover and learn the power of actually using it for the edification, for the affirmation, for the blessing of ourselves and others. And so as we go into this new chapter, please bless us. Let those with ears hear. And I'm excited about this reading that we're going to do today. We love you and thank you with all of our hearts, minds, and souls. Ashe, amen. And so it is. Y'all ready? Let's get it. All right. So page 156, money talks, and it also listens. Go ahead and like and share. Go ahead and like and share. We need to crack these Instagram and social media algorithms. And the best way to do that is through liking and sharing. It costs you nothing. It costs you nothing to be here except your time, which I do value. But if you have it in your heart, please like and share this and spread this word with other people, so that we can move the entire collective consciousness away from language of scarcity, recession, and lack, and poverty consciousness, and move them into wealth consciousness. The more people that are in that state, the better the world will be. So it's not just about you getting there. It's about elevating as many people as possible. That's why I only sell the book in packs, right? Because it's not just about you elevating. It's about those around you also elevating, right? So we're on page 156. Money talks, and it also listens. You've heard, oh, money talks, money talks, money talks, money talks, but it also listens. Even in your thoughts, do not curse the king, nor in your bedroom curse the rich. For a bird of the air will carry your voice, or some winged creature tells the matter. Ecclesiastes 10:2. So last week we talked about you can't hate rich people and want to be rich at the same time. Those are two incongruent thoughts, and they cancel each other out. And so this scripture really speaks to that. And we do that typically with our tongue, right? They say money talks, but it also listens. They say put your money where your mouth is, but your mouth must be aligned with the money you want to have. How you speak about anything reflects what you truly believe about it. And we know that it is done unto you as you believe. Matthew 9:29. And many people repel money through the way they speak about it. Our thoughts and speech must be in alignment with the wealth we want to have. Your word is made flesh, and your language reveals your level of thinking. In Matthew 15:11, Jesus says, what goes into one's mouth does not defile them, but what comes out of their mouth, that is what defiles them. Change the words that come out of you, and you will change the income that comes to you. Change the words that come out of you, and you will change the income that comes to you. Change the words that come out of you, and you will change the income that comes to you. Garbage in, garbage out, God in, God out. As a God, lowercase g, and if you need verification of that, you can go to John 10:34, where Jesus says, is it not written in your law, I've said ye are gods. Okay. So for those of you who feel icky about calling yourself a God, if you're a child of God, then guess what? You're a God. You're not a capital G, right? You're not the one God, but you are an aspect and expression of God, lowercase g. Okay. If you're not if you're a child of God and you're not a God, then what are you? Where do you come from if you're not a God? I come from God, therefore I must be a God, period. Right? So I know religion has taught you that you're a sinner, that you are everything but God. And yeah, if you read the scripture for yourself, you'll realize that Jesus was in many cases against religion, right? And that once you read the scripture yourself, you'll find that uh, uh, yeah, you'll find that many of the religious institutions are doing the opposite of what we're actually commanded and supposed to do. Right. So for those of you who want to question that, before you question that, I just encourage you to read the text from cover to cover yourself. That's all I want you to do. Before you come at me cherry picking scriptures, please go read the entire text for yourself from cover to cover. And I think you'll develop some deep understandings, and you'll read scriptures that were never taught to you on Sunday or at Sunday school. So before you feel any kind of way, go read the text that you base your entire life on for yourself. You're illiterate. We're no longer in a space of illiteracy. You can read. You read all your text messages, but you haven't read the one text that you base your entire life on. Go read that first. All right. Before you come cherry picking scriptures and throwing them at me. I've read it and I've studied to show myself approved. So if you want to go toe to toe, we can go toe to toe, but after you've read the entire book. So holler at me in 6 to 12 months. All right. And actually it takes more than 6 to 12 months to read that text. The whole, I know a lot of people are saying, oh, read the Bible in a year. Reading the Bible in a year, just looking at the words and hearing them in your head. That's not how you read the Bible. That's not how you read the Bible. And has it ever crossed your mind, why don't they teach you how to read the Bible in church? In fact, in church, they don't even read the Bible anymore. They pick one scripture and then they go into a motivational speech about life. They don't even read the Bible anymore. You notice that? They pick one scripture and then they go into a motivational speech about it. How come they've never taught you how to actually read the Bible? How come they never taught you how to decode the allegories, the metaphors, the parables? Why? So they can translate it for you in a way to benefit them. All right. So let's keep going. Page 156. As a God, lowercase g, be mindful of your words, because they are the seeds of your reality. There is nothing wrong with the 1% except that you aren't in it. There is nothing wrong with the 1% except that you aren't in it. Because if you were in the 1%, you wouldn't be complaining about the 1%, would you? As we addressed in commandment number 2, you can't hate money and have money at the same time. This is why we shouldn't curse the rich, as Ecclesiastes 10:20 says. Your words must match your wants. Your words must match your wants. If you are committed to righteousness, I would love for you to be in the 1%. I would love more righteous people to be in the 1%. You think that all the 1% are evil. Why? Because they've amassed a certain amount of wealth, and you think that the only way to amass that kind of wealth is by being evil. No, I'm here to be a living demonstration that you can amass wealth by being purely righteous. The more aligned you are with God, the more wealth that would come into your life. We need more righteous people in the 1%. People who are committed not to their own selfish ambitions, but are committed to bringing heaven on earth, which is the greatest, heaven being the greatest possibility that we can imagine of life in our mind, and bringing that down into earth, our physical reality, on earth as it is in heaven. We need more righteous people in the 1%. Okay. So it would allow you to do more good. And I believe that good people should have more wealth. Granted, there are many examples of corrupt capitalism that exist, but conscious capitalism is what really drives our economy. Most businesses earn money by doing good. All big businesses aren't bad, and all small businesses aren't good. For with what judge ye, for with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. Matthew 7:2. So be mindful. It is easier to get a job than it is to create one for yourself or others. We must honor our entrepreneurs, our creators, our innovators for their courage and faith in themselves, their idea, and their creator. We're on page 157, middle paragraph. Listen to some of our collective language around money, such as filthy rich. You see this programming? Filthy rich. I'm broke. Dirty money. Disposable income. Money laundering, meaning that it needs to be cleaned or laundered. The root of all evil. Hard to keep. Mad money. Blow money. Spoils. Tricking money. The 1% is greedy. Dead presidents. Money to burn. Loot. Pirate's booty. Okay. These are many of the languages or the words that we use to describe money. And you hear how negative they are? You hear how negative they are? So when you have a negative language or word used for money, then you start to perceive money as being negative. Matthew 12:37 says, for by your words you'll be acquitted, and by your words you will be condemned. The dualistic mind thinks that if money is bad or evil, then no money is good, righteous, noble, virtuous, and Christ-like. I'm going to repeat that. The dualistic mind, this is what happened to Adam and Eve when they were eating of the tree of knowledge and good and evil. It's not a literal tree in the Middle East. Okay. It was saying that because good and evil is the top and primary state, or the initial state of dualism, where now we have split mind. We think we know what's right and what's wrong. Okay. And so that's what that metaphor and that allegory is really all about, is about us stepping into a dualistic mind where now everything's not one, right? We see yin and yang as separate as opposed to it being actually one thing. So the dualistic mind thinks that if money is bad or evil, then no money is what? Good, righteous, noble, virtuous, and Christ-like. This is this if this then this type of thinking is part of what blocks the righteous from being rich. So this if this then this, what does that sound like? If this then this. What does that sound like, family? If this then this. We talked about this in earlier chapters. That sounds like computer code. If this, then do this. If this, then do this. That is computer code. That's programming. We are programming ourselves through our language. And when you look at the matrix, what is it? It's just zeros and ones, yeses and nos. The entire matrix, the entire code is just zeros and ones, yay or nays. Okay? So, how can we call someone who has made money by creating value for others, filthy rich, as if money or making money is dirty? Last paragraph on page 157. My least favorite term is disposable income. Disposable income is supposedly the money left over monthly after you've paid all of your basic living expenses. But the money left over after your living expenses is not meant to be disposed of or wasted in terms of like a garbage disposal. The government or marketers probably created this to get you to spend money, SP-END. Everybody type that, SP-END. SP-END. When you spend money, you end money. When you spend money, you see the word end in there? When you spend money, you end money. It leaves your personal economy and goes into somebody else's. We don't spend money. We invest money. We circulate money. Okay? We do not spend money. Releasing it does not mean that you spent it. Because if you look at the word release, when I lease something, when you lease a car, who owns the car? When you lease a car, who owns the car, family? The car company still owns the car. You have released it, and you continue to release money over and over and over again. That is how you circulate. You keep releasing it. But if you want to hoard it and hold on to it, then you don't understand the laws of money. It does not multiply when you hold it. You have to send it out to work. Okay? So yeah, somebody else mentioned poor righteous teachers. No, gone are the days of the poor righteous teachers. The righteous teachers will be rich. The people who are teaching the people the right things about life shall be rich. They shall be rich. Some of my friends that I'm bringing to Generational Wealth Conference, they are rich because they are teaching the people the right thing. This is not liberal arts education. Liberal arts education will cost you. This is liberation arts education. Liberation arts education will free you. Those who are teaching you how to get free should be rich so that they have incentive to continue teaching you and others how to get free. They should be rich. Jullien, why do you charge for your programs? Because I want to reach more people. Some of you don't realize that I have to pay to reach you. So if I have to pay to reach you because I care that much, because I could have kept the information for myself, but I had to pay to reach you to say, hello, I know you're scrolling through Instagram, but I'm here and I got something that's going to change your life. I have to pay to reach you. This is why I have to charge. I have a whole team behind me. You think it's just me showing up on camera? I have a whole team of amazing women behind me, holding it down behind the scenes that you have never seen. Dope women. Okay. So this is not just me with a laptop, a $1,000 laptop and some internet winging it. There's a whole infrastructure. So those who are teaching people how to get free should be rich. They should be wealthy. I wish Martin Luther King was wealthy. I wish Malcolm X was wealthy. I wish Dr. Sebi was wealthy so that they could reach more people. And I wish you become wealthy so that you can help more people. That's what the righteous do. The righteous don't hoard wealth for themselves. The righteous take their wealth and they use it to be a greater contribution to the world and others. That's the difference. It's the subtle difference. Okay. The government or marketers probably created the term disposable income to get you to spend money, which is the second worst thing you can do. Because when you spend money, you end money. You only get to use it once and it is gone forever. We're on the top of page 158. Disposable income suggests that money is trash, and that leads to wasting money. You throw food scraps down the garbage disposal, but money isn't meant to be disposed of. Cash is trash, but money is not. Cash is the paper that represents the currency, but money is the actual currency. I'm going to repeat that. Cash is trash. This is trash. It can't do anything for you. You can't eat it. You can't drink it. You can't clothe yourself with it. This can do nothing for you. Okay. So cash is trash, but money is not. Cash is the paper or the cotton that represents currency, but money is the actual currency. So when we're talking about money, we're actually talking about the currency because you took the currency, the greatest currency which is in you, right? This is the greatest currency right here. And you sold it to somebody else. And now you're storing that currency in the form of cash right now. Okay. You're storing that currency in the form of cash right now, but we need to get that currency active again because currency is supposed to have a current. Currency is supposed to have a current. It's not just supposed to be stored somewhere. So I want to make the distinction between cash and money. Okay. Cash is the paper that represents the currency, but money that we're talking about is actually the energetic currency. Cash is the lowest yielding asset in the entire world. Cash is the lowest. The thing that you've been taught to paper chase your entire life, it is actually the lowest yielding asset in the entire world. And this is what you've been told to trade your valuable time and currency in your body for. Okay. Because cash has no inherent value and is no longer backed by gold, we want to put it towards buying and building assets. Your disposable income is where your wealth will be built from. Okay. Your disposable income is not for you to trick off and spend, right? It is actually where your wealth will be built from because you've now covered all of your living expenses and what's left over is actually what you're going to be using to invest. Okay. Duplicatable income. I'm giving you new language right now. Instead of talking about disposable income, duplicatable income is income that is invested, circulated, reinvested, and recycled. So we don't want to use the language of disposable income. Okay. We want to use the language of duplicatable income. I want duplicatable income. I want income that I can duplicate on demand, not income that I can dispose of and just throw out. You see folks at strip clubs, they just throwing money. That's disposable. They think money is disposable. Oh, but I'm funding somebody's college tuition. No, you're not. You're disposing of money. And this is why you end up broke. Okay? You generate duplicatable income by buying, building, borrowing, or bartering assets such as real estate, stocks, or businesses. These assets can be duplicated without you busting your ass or being the asset anymore. We will cover the 6 ways to acquire more assets in money commandment number 7. Yes, everybody type duplicatable income. Everybody type duplicatable income. Everybody type duplicatable income. So if you're on Instagram and Instagram acts up, you can come over to YouTube. And if you're on YouTube and YouTube acts up, you can come over to Instagram. Everybody type duplicatable income. I need you to get that in your vocabulary. Duplicatable income is income that is invested, circulated, reinvested, and recycled. Duplicatable income. I never want to hear disposable income come out of your lips again. I never want to hear disposable income come out of your lips again, unless you were denying it. Okay. Duplicatable income is what we desire. All right. We're on the bottom of page 158. The difference between how those with poverty consciousness and wealth consciousness speak about money is drastic. Those with poverty consciousness talk about ordinary income or how big of a raise they got. Listen to me. Those with poverty consciousness talk about ordinary income or how big of a raise they got. Ordinary income or W-2 income is taxed at the highest rate and comes from the paradigm of trading time for money or working for money. Those with wealth consciousness focus on extraordinary income. Everybody type extraordinary income. Everybody type extraordinary income. I don't want ordinary income. I don't want W-2 income. I don't want money that I have to work for. I don't want money that I have to trade time for, which is my most valuable thing. I want extraordinary income. Okay. This is income that comes from capital gains, equity, and ownership. Extraordinary income is income that comes from capital gains, equity, and ownership. This is money earned by investing and making your money work for you. We already know that saying I am poor or I am broke indicates that you think of these conditions as permanent internal characteristics. We know the power of I am. We discussed that. This is poverty consciousness speaking. Wealth consciousness says I am in poverty and I am blessed. Recognizing that poverty is an impermanent external condition that your true nature as a child of God means, excuse me, recognizing that poverty is an impermanent external condition and that your true nature as a child of God means that you are blessed. So I'm going to repeat that. Wealth consciousness says I am in poverty, not I am poor. Okay. Wealth consciousness says I am in poverty. Okay. It does not say I am poor and I am blessed still. Recognizing that poverty is an impermanent external condition and that your true nature as a child of God means that you are blessed. Remember, I said, I broke this down for many of you before. I said, for those of you who were born into poverty, okay, the reason you were born into poverty, the reason you chose that in the spiritual realm before you got here and came through your mother's womb, the reason you chose that is that you came into this virtual reality experience to prove how wealthy you are. You were born into poverty, a temporary external condition to prove and demonstrate how wealthy you are. That's the only way you can prove something, by not having it. What did Jay-Z say? Put me anywhere on God's green earth and I'll triple my worth. Take away everything that I have, God. Put me anywhere and watch me triple my worth. So you came into this physical experience, into this body, saying, take away my money and take away all my wealth that I know that I have, and as a child of God, and watch me go down there and watch me demonstrate how wealthy I am, because my wealth comes from within. It is not from without. So while I might be in a temporary environment of poverty, and there may be people around me who are in poverty consciousness, I am not. And I'm actually going to use this experience, this rags to riches story, to show how wealthy I actually am. And that wealth did not come from my environment. It came from within me. The wealth did not come from my environment. It came from within me. That is where my wealth resides. And I externally manifested that. Because my external environment does not shape me. It does not determine who I am. But oftentimes as children, we look out at poverty and we say, I am poor. Actually, children don't recognize that they're in poverty until they see contrast. They go to a friend's house that lives in a mansion, a birthday of a friend from school who lives in a better environment than them. And then now that they have this contrast or comparison, then they're like, oh, my situation is bad. Then they start to think, oh, I live in poverty, therefore I am poor. And they use the power of I am subconsciously or unconsciously. Okay. So there's a difference between saying I am poor versus I am in poverty. I am in poverty is a temporary state. I am poor is saying that it is a permanent internal characteristic that cannot be changed. Is that clear? Please type clear if you understand that. Please type clear if you understand that. Okay. Let's see here. I have some amazing news, family. Y'all want to hear the amazing news? You want to hear the amazing news? We reached 500 people today. We reached 500 people today. Y'all with me? Y'all were with me in the beginning shooting in the gym. We didn't have no 500 people here. We reached 500 people today. Just right now. 250 on Instagram, 250 on YouTube. It's spreading, y'all. All praises due to the Most High. Poverty consciousness perceives things as expensive. Poverty consciousness perceives things as expensive, which leads to not investing in yourself and assets. In contrast, wealth consciousness actively seeks to put money into things that are expansive and will grow one's self and assets. So I need everybody to type expensive versus expansive. I need everybody to type expensive versus expansive. Type that in. Expensive versus expansive. I need you to see the difference between these two words. It's only one letter. You see that there's only one letter difference? Anything in your life that comes across your path that you believe will expand you, buy it, invest in it. Anything that is expensive, meaning that you are going to spend money, let it go and keep it pushing. So when somebody comes at you and says, this thing is $10,000, this thing is $5,000, this thing is $3,000, this thing is $1,000, the question is you do not want to think, oh, that's expensive. The question you need to ask is this going to be expansive for me? Is it going to expand me in some kind of way? And you continue to invest in things that are expansive. The problem is that most of the things that you're buying right now are expensive, meaning that the money you spend money, meaning that you only get one use of it and it is gone. Anything that will be expansive for you, you send currency in that way, in that direction. Okay? We're in the middle of page 159. I want to become more mindful. I want you to become more mindful of your words and explore how you take some of these negative or limiting beliefs and make them positive and limitless. Beliefs are nothing more than thoughts repeated until they reap without thought. You know, I love wordplay, right? Beliefs are nothing more than thoughts hyphen eated. Thoughts repeated until they reap without thought. That's a bar, Hobie. That's a bar. Beliefs are nothing more than thoughts repeated until they reap without thought. You think it is just semantics, but there is power in your words, especially the ones that you repeat unconsciously because they are in your subconscious mind. What you reap, you must eat. So sow good seeds. Our beliefs shape our perspective and experience, which then dictate our actions, and our actions dictate our assets. Don't just change the surface level language. Change the subconscious belief, and your language will change. Let's explore everyday sayings we use that repel money and alternatives you can use to attract it instead. All right. So we're on page 159. You ready for the first one? You ready for the first one? I got fired from my job. That's poverty consciousness. You want to know what you should say? I got freed from my job. Everybody type freed. You didn't get fired from your job. You got freed from your job. That job was not aligned with your God-given purpose, and you're never going to reap the true abundance that you desire doing something that is not aligned with your purpose. The reason I reap what I have reaped is because I'm in direct alignment with my God-given purpose. But you're afraid. You're afraid that if you step out and you walk on faith, that your creator will not supply for you. That's why you haven't done it. But if you only knew, there's no job. Listen, family, there's no job that could pay me what I get paid today. There's no job that I could have taken coming out of business school, one of the best business schools in the country, that could have paid me and created the wealth that I've been able to create today by walking in my God-given purpose. Now, every path doesn't lead to extreme wealth. Okay. Some of your purposes may not be in industries that pay a ton. But remember what I said. It's not how much money you make. What's more important is how you make money. Because even if you make a lot of money and it's not in line with your God-given purpose, there will be a tax, not only a financial tax from the government for your ordinary income, but there will be a spiritual tax. And the spiritual tax is more costly than the IRS. Spiritual tax is more costly than the tax that you pay to the IRS. When your soul gets dimmer and dimmer and dimmer, there's no amount of money that can compare to your soul and your light that's supposed to be on a hilltop for your light dimming. I'm going to just turn off this light just so you see. You want to see my light dim? Watch this, y'all. This is how some of y'all moving through the world. I want you to move like this in your full glory. But some of y'all, you're moving like this. You in the dark. And it gets darker and darker and darker until one day it's pitch black. But guess what? You're still alive. You become the walking dead. Glow up. Grow up and glow up, family. Yeah, it's a faith walk. I quit my job at January 9th, 2009 at the bottom of the last recession. It's a faith walk. It's a faith walk. Now, I'm not saying just go quit your job today. For some of you to walk in your God-given purpose, your job is actually training you and giving you skill sets that you need to do it. But you're so focused on how miserable you are at the job, you're not focused on the intellectual capital that you can get from that job. You're not focused on the social capital that you can get from that job. You're not focused on how you're going to use the financial capital from that job to pivot. You're not focused on how that job can help you develop your personal capital. You're not focused on the human capital that you might be able to take from that job. Meaning there might be your team member, your COO, your business partner might be at that job. Because you're so focused on how much you hate the job instead of what that job is actually giving you beyond money. Remember, I told you about prostitution. When you only trade your time for money, you're no different than a prostitute. You trading your time and body for money. Okay? We got to get off that. You are more powerful than that. Next one. This is Notorious B.I.G., all my Brooklyn folks out there. More money, more problems. I don't know what they want from me. It's like the more money we come across, the more problems we see. Nah, sorry, Biggie. I got to turn the radio off when that come on. Can't do it, fam. Can't affirm that. And how many times in the chorus did that play? How many times did that run through your mind in the 90s? Probably like 300. That was probably programmed into your mind like 300 times. Times the 3 choruses that they did, right? 900 to 1,000 times that more money, more problems went through your head. You don't think it affected you? Here's the trade-off, the alternative. More problems, more money. Because if you really understand how the world works, more problems means more opportunities, and more opportunities means more money. This is why so many of the Fortune 500 companies actually were started during the Great Depression, because the Great Depression led to more problems. And more problems, if I have an abundance mindset, I see more opportunities, and more opportunities lead to more money. So instead of saying more money, more problems, which then subconsciously prevents me from going after more money because I don't want more problems, instead I say more problems, more money. The more problems out there that I can solve, the more money I can make. I'm solving 3 problems in the Black community, okay? I'm solving the Black wealth problem through the multifamily movement and helping us move towards $1 billion worth of real estate acquired, right? I'm solving the Black love problem through 100 dope men and 100 dope women, trying to get y'all booed up and married to other rich and righteous people so we can multiply this wealth together. And then I'm solving the Black spirituality problem that has disconnected us from God because the Black church has failed us through rich and righteous and through metaphysical Bible study. So these are the big problems that I'm solving. And the bigger the problem I solve, guess what? The more wealth that comes to me. Why did Bill Gates become so wealthy? Because he solved a big problem. Why did Jeff Bezos become so wealthy? Because he solved a big supply chain problem. Why did Elon Musk become so wealthy? Because he solved a huge problem in terms of getting us off of fossil fuels with electric cars. Your wealth will be directly proportional to the size of the problems that you solve, family. So if you're wondering why you're not wealthy, ask yourself, what problem am I solving? How big and meaningful is this problem that I'm solving? Somebody who's flipping burgers is not solving a big problem. That's why they get paid accordingly. So I've said this before. Pick a problem. Don't just say, I'm looking for what I'm passionate about. Find a problem you are passionate about solving. Find a problem you are passionate about solving, and then the money will follow. Find a problem. What problem are you passionate about solving? If you focus on that and you get clarity on that answer in 2023, your whole life will be changed. Not only clarity on the problem, but then, of course, you being or creating the solution. Next one. Money is hard to come by. How many of you heard that from your parents? How many of you heard that from your parents? Money is hard to come by. We just replaced that with money is easy to come by. Money is floating around every single day. You realize that people are looking for ways to spend their money? People are actively looking for ways to spend their money every single day because they know that this money has no value. People are on go to Amazon every day. Why? Because they're looking to part ways with this for something that is more valuable. People don't want money. People want what they think money can get them. They don't want this. People are actively looking for ways to get rid of their money every single day because this in this form can do nothing for them. Do you understand that? Some of y'all got an Amazon tab open right now. Some of y'all got an Amazon tab open right now. Just let me know. How many of y'all got an Amazon tab open right now? Just, you ain't got to lie to kick it. How many of y'all got an Amazon tab open right now? Or another store tab open right now? You ain't got to lie to kick it. Talking about I ain't got no money, but got tabs open for all kinds of stores because you looking for ways to get rid of money that is coming in your next paycheck. You got tabs open looking for ways to get rid of your money right now. So if you understand that from being on the solution side, on the creator side, not just the consumer side, because right now you're in the consumer mindset, you're looking to consume, you're looking to spend that money. When you spend money, you end money. But if you realize that that's how consumers think and you become the creator, because we come from the creator, so we're all creators. Now we say, okay, let me create something that solves a problem that is more valuable for folks than the money that is in their bank account. And I'm happy to, it's not take their money, it's I'm happy to receive their money because I know I gave them something more valuable than this. I helped them find love. I helped them find their first multifamily home. I helped them find the God that was already within them. I helped them become a better parent. I helped them with math. I helped them become a better chef. That was more valuable to them than this. Okay. The next one is filthy rich. We're releasing that. That's poverty consciousness. The language we're going to use is godly rich or rich and righteous. We're letting go of, oh, that person filthy rich. No, that person is godly rich or that person is rich and righteous. Okay. Next one, we already talked about disposable income. What are we replacing that with? What are we replacing disposable income with? Disposable income gets replaced with duplicatable income. We are looking for duplicatable income. Disposable income is treating income like trash. Duplicatable income is treating income like it is meant to be reused. Okay. Next is blow money. No, we're not blowing money at the club. We're not blowing money on strippers. We're not doing none of that. What we want boomerang money. Everybody type boomerang money. Everybody type boomerang money. You want money to boomerang back to you. You send it out, you release it, and guess what? It just come right back around to you. You catch it again, you send it out, and it come right back around to you. We want boomerang money. We're not blowing money. The next one we need to release is fixed income. Oh, Jullien, I'm on fixed income. I'm retired. I'm on fixed income. I never want my income to be fixed. We are in an unlimited universe. I want mixed income. Everybody type mixed income. We're not using fixed income anymore. I want mixed income because if you are on fixed income, then that means that usually your basic necessities are met. So now, how about you use the power that the God-given power, the creator that's within you, to go create extra streams so that now you have mixed income, not fixed income. Next one is tricking money. We're not tricking money. We're attracting money. We're not tricking money. We are attracting money. You don't need to trick money to do anything for you. That's a scammer. That's a scammer. Scammers trick money. They're trying to trick money to come to them. No, we just attract money by being that which we want. This is a big one for y'all. Small business owner. Oh, it's small business. It's Small Business Monday. Why would you continue to affirm that you were a small business? Why do you want to why do you want to limit yourself to being a small business? No, everybody type scaling business. I'm not a small business. My business may be small in comparison to others, but my business is scaling. I have a scaling business. I'm not a small business. That is not a permanent state for me. It is a temporary state. I went from one person to now I have 5 employees. One day I might have 15 employees. I'm scaling. I'm not small. That's not a permanent, that's not an identity that I'm holding on to. Okay. This is another big one for y'all. Another day, another dollar. Another day, another dollar. Why just another dollar, family? You only want $1 a day? How about another day, another $1,000? Everybody type that. Another day, another $1,000. That's $365,000 right there. If you say another day, another dollar, you're gonna have $365 at the end of the year, at the end of 2023. You're gonna have $365 because you just kept affirming another day, another dollar. No, another day, another $1,000. Are you seeing how your language patterns have limited your wealth? Are you seeing this now? Okay. The next one, I'm saving for a rainy day. I'm saving for a rainy day. That's worst case scenario thinking. Oh, in case this happens, I'm saving for a rainy day. No, I'm saving to make it rain. I'm saving to make it rain. I'm temporarily saving money to go buy another asset that will make it rain for me and my family, me and mine. I'm saving money to go buy this business or invest in my business to make it rain. I'm not saving for a rainy day and playing defense to protect for the downside, right? I'm actually saving to actually go play offense, to go be aggressive. I told you not to be passive aggressive, but I told you be aggressive about your passive income. Don't be passive aggressive, but be aggressive about your passive income. Okay. What Nipsey say? What's the point of playing defense? Nigga? That's why I dove off the deep end without a life jacket. And their motto was all money in. What's the point of playing defense? That's why I dove off the deep end without a life jacket. I'm all in. I'm not saving this money to look at it in a bank account. I'm saving this money to go make a play, to run a play. Okay. The next one is almighty dollar. No, this dollar is not mighty. This has no power over me. I serve an almighty God, not an almighty dollar. My God is awesome, this and that, but you over here submitting and enslaving yourself for the dollar. So what that's telling me is that the dollar is more awesome than your God. Singing all these things on Sunday, but you're not living it out throughout the week. We already did this one. It's expensive. No, it's expansive. Okay. We're not using expensive anymore. We're using expansive. Is this going to expand you? Okay. We already did this one. I'm broke. No, I'm not broke. I'm fixing my finances, or my financial system is broken, but I'm not broke. I never, anything negative you put after I am, when you put anything negative after I am, you are using the Lord's name in vain, because the Lord's name is I am, right? I am that I am. So anytime you put something negative after I am, like I am broke, you are using God's name in vain. So you never say I am broke. You say my financial system is currently broken, but I'm not broke. Okay. I'm fixing my finances. All right. We talked about this one in the last chapter. Cash is king. No, it's not. Cash is not king. Assets are queen. Cash flow is king. And then cash is pawn. Again, cash is the lowest yielding asset in the entire world. Cash is pawn. And in the game of chess, what will you do? You will happily sacrifice a pawn to acquire another queen. So, what does that mean? I will happily sacrifice cash to buy another asset, which then creates cash flow, which are kings, right? Which then leads to more cash, which then I sacrifice to get another queen or an asset. Cash is not king. We're on the top of page 161. Cash rules everything around me. Cream. Cash does not rule everything around me. God rules everything around me. God rules everything around me. What we gonna call that? Green? Green? God rules everything around me, not cash. Okay. Next one. Money is tight. Oh man, money is tight right now. I don't know if I can really do it. No, money is not tight. Money is always expanding. Money is always expanding. It is not tight. It is expanding. Okay. This is a big one. This is a big one. Y'all ready? That's just my 2 cents. How many of y'all ever said that's just my 2 cents? That's just my 2 cents. You realize what you're saying, right? What you're saying is that your ideas are only worth 2 cents. You're literally saying that my ideas are only worth 2 cents. You just gave your boss $1 million idea, but then you just said that's my 2 cents. You undervalued yourself. You say that's just one of my $1 million ideas. You let them know your value when you know you drop a gem in a meeting that's going to make that company money. Stop saying that's just my 2 cents. Okay? So, last paragraph in 161, and we're going to close for today. In the Tower of Babel story, the people sought to create a tower that reached the heavens. In Genesis 11:6, the Lord said, "If as one people speak in the same language they have begun to do this, then nothing they plan to do will be impossible for them." When your language is aligned with your vision and action, all things are possible. The downfall of the Tower of Babel was that they were seeking to make a name for ourselves. Genesis 11:4. They were seeking to make a name for themselves. Okay, Genesis 11:4. As opposed to doing it in the name of God. That's the only issue with the Tower of Babel. Okay, this is an allegory that they were seeking to make a name for themselves as opposed to doing it in the name of God. Everything that I do is in the name of God. The harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Thy will be done, not my will, but thy will be done. I'm not here operating on my behalf. I was sent here. You were sent here to be about your mother, father, God's business. This is not about me. This is not about you. This is about us being servants and serving God's children in various ways. As I said before, righteousness seeks alignment with God and what is right first. As Jesus said in Luke 22:42, not my will, but thine be done. Nonetheless, the story demonstrates that there is power when you have one language in your mind and less incongruent beliefs, thoughts, and speech, creating inner resistance. Like water, God flows according to the path of least resistance, and our speech can repel and reveal the resistance within ourselves. This week, y'all, this week, some of y'all just need to be quiet. I'm keeping it 100 with you. Some of you just need to be quiet. If you only understood how much negativity you speak over your life, you would shut up. If you could actually see how these words that come out of your mouth circle back around into your experience, you would just shut up for just a little bit until you reprogrammed your mind to only speak life and not death unto yourself. You think you're speaking to the others. Your speech does not affect others. Your speech does not affect others. Their speech about themselves affects them. Your speech about you is the most powerful thing. What you say about yourself is the most powerful thing in the world. What you say about yourself. Anybody else can talk about you all they want. What you say about yourself is the only thing that really matters. So for some of you, I encourage you just to be quiet. Until you get control over your tongue, I just need you to be quiet. Your life would improve just off of you being quiet. Off of you just shutting up. So now we're not speaking it. Now we're not sending out verbal vibrations, but that conversation still happening in your head, but now you can hear it in your head. Say, whoa, that don't align with how God sees me. That does not align with my higher self. And so as we read this chapter, I'm gonna encourage some of y'all, before you start speaking and try to put these principles into use, I'm gonna encourage some of y'all to just shut up for this week. I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm literally saying it to help you. I'm literally saying it to help you. Because if you understood how much negativity you spew over your own life with your tongue, everything you think you're talking about other people, guess what? That joint is circling right back around to you. This is why you shouldn't gossip, because every negative thing that you're saying about someone else is actually circling right back around to you. You think you're cursing somebody else? No, you're cursing yourself. So tomorrow we will be here 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'll be on page 162. We'll be reading Your Word is God. Right? What does it say? God was the Word. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, right? So we're going to be talking about what that actually means. The Word is God. For those of you joining us for the first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. We reached 525 people today, 528 people today. Absolutely amazing. What a beautiful way to start off the year. If you're just joining us for the first time, we are reading my book, Rich and Righteous, Spiritual Secrets to Mastering Money, Manifestation in Your Mind. We are reading about 4 to 8 pages every single day. We have been here for 6 weeks reading this book, and I got a nudge from Spirit about 6 weeks ago. Jullien, just read your book out loud. I wrote this book at the beginning of COVID because I knew that the world was going to slip into poverty consciousness or scarcity mindset, and this was a divine download that came to me and through me over a 6-month period, and this is what came out of it. It was twice as big as this, and I had to cut it down. I quit my job January 9th, 2009 at the bottom of the last recession. And it is my abundance mindset that is in here that allowed me to navigate that space and have my business and everything that I do grow every single year since then. And so I'm here to teach you how to walk in your God-given purpose, how to be rich and righteous, and how to get paid well for doing what you're supposed to do, which is your purpose here on earth. It's been a blessing to be here with you, to start the day with you every single day. And yeah, if you'd like a copy of the book, you can go to moneyandmanifestation.com. Moneyandmanifestation.com. You get 5 copies of the book, 1 for you, 4 for other people, for you to give away. That's intentional. It's designed that way for a reason, because I'm trying to stimulate your economy by putting you in a state of giving. You also get the Rituals Workbook, which helps you anchor all of these teachings. And you also get the audiobook for those of you who are audiobook listeners. But of course, we're reading it here for free. You do not have to have the book in order to show up here. Okay. This space is 100% free. Okay. But if you would like a copy of the book, go ahead to go to moneyandmanifestation.com. Now, I have some other good things that are going on right now in my life. More good. I just shared with you the 3 problems that I'm here to solve. So if you're interested in buying multifamily real estate and achieving rent and mortgage freedom, in 2023. If you're tired of paying rent and you do not want to renew your lease, you can go to rentfree.com. You can go to rentfree.com, and I have a webinar there periodically that I do where I'll teach you how to finance, find, and finalize multifamily real estate deals. Okay, so that's rentfree.com. Everything is everything. Y'all were getting on me the other day for all these URLs. Everything is at getfreenow.com. All the links that I'm sharing with you are at getfreenow.com. Okay. So if you're interested in multifamily real estate, you can go there to getfreenow.com. Everything's at getfreenow.com. The second way to tap in and plug in is I'm committed to Black love, and I see a lot of pain in our community, a lot of trauma. If you were with us over the weekend, if you look at my Instagram, I put up 2 powerful posts and literally almost 2,000 comments, people sharing why they're having challenges in relationships. And I encourage you to go there and read them. One post is for men, one post is for women. So revealing. And I'm here to actually solve that problem. I'm actually not going to solve it because I don't have the answer, but I have a good sister who is a healer, and a good brother of mine who's a matchmaker, who are going to come together and put something together to help those who want to be in a long-term committed relationship, healthy long-term committed relationship, figure that out. And so if you're interested in that, you can go to 100 Dope Men, 100, the number, Dope Men.com, or 100dopewomen.com. Again, all those links are at getfreenow.com. All of them are at getfreenow.com. So that's called 100 Dope Men or 100 Dope Women. You can go to getfreenow.com, and all those links are there. And then last but not least, Generational Wealth Conference. It's actually in Atlanta on MLK weekend, the January 13th, 14th, and 15th. And that is where I'm bringing together all of my friends who teach in the various asset classes, from real estate to entrepreneurship to software development to building a coaching business to tax strategies to life insurance. I'm bringing all the people that I rely on in my personal network to share information with you on how to build more wealth in 2023. And I'm excited about it. We're expecting over 1,000 people there at the Georgia International Convention Center in Atlanta. And so I encourage you, if you're in Atlanta area, you're in the Southeast, or even if you want to pull up from wherever you are in the country, that is on MLK weekend. I told you about the difference between expensive and expansive. This event is going to be expansive for you. It's going to be a powerful way to kick off the year, and make sure that this time next year, 365 days from now, that your net worth is higher, that your income is higher, that your debt is lower, and that you are winning and closer to financial freedom. So that's Generational Wealth Conference. Again, everything is at getfreenow.com. The book links at getfreenow.com. Um, getfreenow.com. The book link is there, okay, to buy the book. Generational Wealth Conference is there. 100 Dope Men and 100 Dope Women is there. And then I think that's it. Okay. So with that, we'll be here. We'll be here on Monday. I mean, excuse me. We'll be there. Be here tomorrow. Today is Monday. We'll be here tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please set a phone alarm. Please set a phone alarm. I do not want to bombard you with emails and text messages. So set a phone alarm. If you got value from this space, um, uh, yes, go set a phone alarm, and I will see you here at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. Yes, there are virtual tickets for the event. There are virtual tickets for the event. So let me actually go check real quick. The virtual tickets just got released. We just got that all set up this week. So let me double check. Yes, virtual tickets are available for the event. If you can't fly out to Atlanta, virtual tickets are available. But all the links are at getfreenow.com. All those links are at getfreenow.com, and you can decide which ones you want to use to plug in to the community. Okay. So with that, I will see you all tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I wish you all well and an abundant day. Okay. Much love, y'all. Peace.